Why we chose Marseille also is because it looks like a bit of Beirut.
Mounè is very personal cuisine.
We tried a couple of places and we were like, no, this is not our culture, this is not our food. We started looking for a restaurant, for a place to show people what our culture means.
What do we know about Lebanese cuisine? Today we're discovering more with Najla and Serje, who, after moving to Marseille, reinvented themselves and gave life to a beautiful project, Mounè.
The Lebanese community is one of the most deeply rooted and historic in Marseille. It represents a key part of the city's social and cultural fabric. Let's go discover what happens when Lebanese cuisine meets Marseille.
Mounè is a Lebanese term from traditional foods preserved for the winter, such as olives, jams, pickles, tomato sauce and eggplants in oil. This is the name of the restaurant of this episode, Genuine and Responsible.
There is this popular thinking in Lebanon that whenever you need something, you go, you open, and you open the pantry in your house and you take the mounè and you cook with it, for example.
When you're away from home for a long time, you start to miss the tastes and smells you grew up with. Cooking the food you ate with your family can be a great way to feel close to home again.
And whenever we used to come to Europe, we never found a place where we could eat like you eat at home in Lebanon.
The thing is, once you move to another place, like you Italians, you eat Italian food and we have this nostalgia. If you're outside of Italy for a long time, you go like, I need a pasta. I need to go eat pasta. It's the same for us. We want to eat Lebanese food.
So we wanted to really have a modern restaurant food with lots of influence, because actually in Lebanon we have lots of influence in our food. And that's how everything came together.
But what is Lebanese food like? We didn't know much about this type of cuisine, so we asked them to tell us more about it.
In our culture, there's always someone cooks at home. In France, once we came here in France, people work a lot. So eventually the couple in the family, they work a lot, etc. In Lebanon, the man, entre guillemets, works, and there is housewives, or the wife doesn't work much, etc. So eventually there's someone cooking at home. So eventually Lebanese food is cooked food.
Well, it's a very healthy food. People think that it's very heavy, but actually there are some heavy things in it, but it's basically the Mediterranean diet. It's also very seasonal because we have in Lebanon lots of regions with different climates. So we always have vegetables all along the year.
Every day they offer 2 dishes. One of them is always vegetarian or vegan. It's a system that works because Mounè is a small restaurant. And more importantly, the suppliers they work with don't have large quantities of products.
Well, it's often on daily basis. It depends on what I have ordered, and it depends on the mood actually.
So, what's on the menu today? And more excitingly, what tasty dishes we will try.
The first dish is meatballs in tahini sauce.
The traditional recipe is in, it's called Dawood Basha, is with tomatoes, but it's not yet the season of tomatoes, so we're gonna do it in tahini sauce. First of all, you have to prepare the meat. You have to use good meat, of course. Then with the meat, like you make basic meatballs, like you do even in Italy, you put a little bit of bread in it, and you put, we put garlic in this one, and we put 7 spices, Lebanese 7 spices, cumin, coriander powder, and paprika.
Now the next steps. Cut the onion and cook them in a special oil, the meat oil. Here nothing goes to waste, and of course, the spices.
So I like to put the spices with the onions. That's how actually we cook at home in Lebanon. My mom, my grandmom. It's important so, you know, the onion tastes like the spice. It takes all the flavors. We use lots of spices in Lebanese food. It's not particularly hot spices, but it perfumes the food. It's very important for us. This is, for example, a typical mix of Lebanese spice, and there's a little bit of it in the meat, yeah, and garlic and many other spices. Can give you the recipe later.
Now it's time for the sauce that makes this dish special, tahini sauce. Watch closely, and soon you'll be able to make it perfectly too.
So this is the tahini paste we get from Lebanon. We use a lot of tahini here. So you start by putting lemons, then we're gonna need water. And we continue to stir it until it's soft. So at the beginning it doesn't look nice. It's normal, completely normal. Then we will get better.
But do we know what tahini is?
It's from the sesame seeds that are roasted and then squeezed. This is basically the oil of the sesame seeds. We use it a lot in Lebanon for the hummus, for example. We do sauces, cold and hot sauces. So it's a bit tricky to cook it, but it's very good when it's cooked as well. So we have to make it a little bit liquid because we're gonna cook it. We're gonna put a little bit of salt and a little bit of paprika.
Now that we have all the ingredients ready, it's time to combine them. When the onions are soft, add the meatballs and then the tahini sauce. After that, stir everything well and let it cook slowly for 40 minutes. Yes, it's take patience. Najla told us that the longer it cooks, the better it tastes.
After letting it cook for a few minutes, a special ingredient very common in Lebanese cooking is added.
So this is an ingredient that we use a lot in our food. It's pomegranate molasses. So now we're gonna add this here. And we're gonna stir this.
Take note of these little tricks. If the sauce gets too thick, add some water.
Now we close again.
While the meatballs cook slowly over low heat, let's check out today's second dish, the vegetarian one. Fava beans and rice.
We have lots of vegetarian dishes in Lebanon, so it's important. And I think now there is a demand as well. There are lots of vegetarian, and even people who eat meat, they don't want to eat meat every day. And we here in Marseille, we have the opportunity to have good vegetables.
As you might guess, this dish has fava beans. They need to be boiled for 5 minutes. Then start a nice sauté of onions in good olive oil.
While it cooks, crush the garlic with a mortar and chop the coriander.
Make a pesto of garlic.
If you, yeah, it's like a pesto.
Then add both to the onions. And of course the spices. Najla gets her spices straight from Lebanon and creates her own blends.
There are a few of them that we buy from Lebanon. So yeah, we make many of them.
Almost the last step is to add the fava beans and mix everything together. Here comes a key cooking technique.
Okay, now we're gonna put the rice
Add the rice and leave it on top without stirring. Then add the water. After that, put a weight on top, like a plate, to create layers.
So that the rice, it stays whole. We're gonna leave it. When it's cooked, we're gonna put a plate here and we're gonna turn it upside down. So if the rice and the fava beans are mixed, you won't have like two layers anymore.
Let's keep going. Here's how to make the sauce for this dish. Fresh yogurt with fresh lemon, salt, garlic and mint.
When the dish is ready, it's time to call in the expert, Serje.
Ready?
We make lots of dishes like this, where actually when you flip the dish, you have all the topping on top and the rice beneath. So if you have people at home, so you bring the dish and you put it and it's beautiful. And this is called Maqluba, and it's very popular in Palestine especially. We do it as well in Lebanon and in Syria, but it's really Maqluba is Palestinian, because some people just, put the rice and mix it and put water. Just I prefer to do it that way.
Now there's just one thing left, us tasting everything. Because between a boiled fava and a slow-cooked meatball, it's time for lunch.
Sure, during the filming someone has already tasted a few things here and there. But now she's also seen, the guilty one, how all these flavors come together.
The dishes are simple, creative, light and incredibly tasty. Fresh ingredients carefully prepared. We learned the importance of tahini and ate one of the best hummus we've ever had.
But the most beautiful part is the love, warmth and authenticity that fills the air and comes through in every flavors.
Mounè is a place, for me, since I don't work in the kitchen, always facing the clients, where clients became friends. It's a community, it's a culture, it's where people meet and enjoy something which put them together, which is the food. We connect people together, we like people, and it's a place to have a good time, and voila.
We have a 7-year-old boy and we have Mounè. Really, we did it with my husband together from scratch. We started everything, and we even didn't do a lot of communication. So really, it's people who appreciate our work, who got what we wanted to do, and that's it's important for us.
Okay, thank you.
Woof!
Mounè is a link to the land, tradition and family roots. That's what Serje and Najla brought here. A part of their home and their story. Meeting them was a beautiful, enriching, and moving experience.